Hi, everybody. This is a live chat on chapter 7.1, and I'm going to also do 7.2 if I can today. All right, let's take a look at 7.1. By the way, we're in week 9, but if you look in the week 8 module, I have two handouts for you that you can use on the test, two formula sheets. I added this one today. It's Mathematics of Finance. And this is really perfect for chapter 7 that we're going to cover this week and next week. So make sure you use your formula sheet as you're going through these problems. So first, write the following to a decimal. And you can actually look at your formula sheet. It says change fractions. It doesn't say change fractions to a decimal. It says change fractions to change a fraction to a percent. And then it says change a decimal to a percent. Where does it say change a fraction to a decimal? It actually doesn't. So, in order to change a fraction to a decimal, you just put it in your calculator. So, on your calculator, type in 5 divided by 8. 5 divided by 8. And your calculator should say 0.625. Now, some people have their calculators set up. Sorry. Some people have their calculators set up so the answer is always in fraction. You can go into your mode and change that. Here's another one. It's a mixed number. Well, if you have a mixed number, to change this to a decimal, since 5 is a whole number, this is going to be 5 point something. Well, just put 31 divided by 200 in your calculator, and I get 0.155. So the answer to this is 5.155. All right. Next problem. Write the following as a fraction. When you write the following as a fraction, when you change a decimal to a fraction, change a decimal, they don't tell you. So I'm saying refer to the sheet and they don't tell you. So I'm going to tell you change a decimal to a fraction. The first thing you do is write the entire decimal on top of the fraction, 35. You see, I'm writing it without the decimal point. Write the entire number to the right of the decimal on top of the fraction. And then you need to know the place values to the right of the decimal. You need to know these place values. This first place value is called the tens. If I could spell tens. Tenths. Then we have hundred. Just write 100 with a TH. Thousand with a TH. Thousandth. 10,000. And so on and so on. So the second decimal place is hundredths. So you look to the far right, and whatever the far right decimal place is, what place value it is, hundredths, you put 100 on the bottom, and then you reduce your fraction. By the way, your calculator reduces fractions. If once again you checked out this calculator from the math office at the beginning of the semester, so I'm going to put 35 divided by 100. By the way, that's the fraction, but it's the wrong answer because they have to be reduced. Your calculator will reduce it. So it's 0.35. you can change this to a reduced fraction by hitting this FD button. See the F, it says FD in green? Just hit second FD and hit enter. It changes fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction. So 0.35 is really 7 over 20. It's a reduced fraction. So 35 over 100 is a correct answer, but you would get it marked wrong on a test because it reduces to 7 over 20. You see, you divide the top and bottom by 5, and you get 7 over 20. So this is the correct answer. So for this one, we have 5, and then we can change this to a mixed number. And then I'm going to put 0.65 on my calculator. 0.065. I'm just looking at the decimal part. And if I hit second fraction to decimal, it changes it to 13 over 200. So what I do, I put 13 over 200 here. Now, if they wanted this an improper, this is a mixed number. But if they ask for an improper fraction where they don't want a whole number, you can once again, there's a button right here. Do you see it says fraction to mixed number or mixed number to fraction? So I'm going to hit second and that button and hit enter. Oh, we got to put the 5 in there. We have to put the 5 in there. So first I'm going to hit, this is how you type in a fraction, the ND. Right above it in green is the mixed number. So if I hit second this, I can type in the mixed number 5 and 13 over 20. 13 over 200, sorry. Now, if I hit the fraction to mixed number, it'll change it to an improper fraction. Second fraction, and you see the answer is 1013 over 200. So both of these are correct, 1013 over 200. Just depends on if they want a improper fraction or a mixed number. Usually they tell you if it's a multiple choice test, you have to be able to figure that out. These calculators really do come in handy. All right, moving along. Change a percent to a fraction. Sure enough, it's not on here. But it does tell you how to change a percent to a decimal on here. It says move the decimal place 2 places to the left. That's one way of looking at it. Or you can divide by 100. So this is a percent number because it has a percent symbol. And I'm going to first change it to a decimal. By the way, if 56 is a whole number, there's an invisible decimal. It's kind of important to understand. There is an invisible decimal right there. So to change, this is a percent number because it has a percent symbol. If I want to change it to a decimal, I have to move it 2 places, the decimal 2 places to the left. And now my answer is 0.56. This was a percent number. Now this is called a decimal number. Once you move it 2 places to the left, the percent symbol goes away and it's a decimal number. Now I have to change this to a fraction, and we already know how to do that. You write the whole number to the right of the decimal on top of the fraction, and on the bottom, tenths, hundredths, whatever the far right place value is 100. You put that on top. I'm going to put 56 divided by 100, or I'm going to put 0.56 on my calculator because that reduces. So I'm putting 0.56 and I'm hitting second FD, changing it fraction to a decimal or decimal to fraction. And the final answer is 14 over 25. This reduces to 14 over 25. All right. I'm going to do this one really quick. Move the decimal two places to the left to change it to a decimal number, 2.356. Then you can change it to a mixed number, 2 and 356, right? The whole number on the decimal goes on top, and the place value is thousandths. The far right place value is thousand. I put that in, then I'm going to put it in my calculator. 350, or I'm just going to put 0.356 and hit the FD button, and it's going to give me 89 over 250. So the calculator reduces the fraction. You see, these both divide by 4. The calculator reduces the fraction for you. All righty, moving on. Write the following as a percent. So first of all, this is it's a fraction, but we need to first, to change it to a percent, we need to change it. This is a fraction, and we have to change all fractions to decimals before we can change it to a percent. So the decimal equivalent, 3 is a whole number, and then on my calculator, 5 divided by 16 is 3125. Do you see? This is the whole number, and when I put this into my calculator, this is the decimal number. Now I need to change it to percent. Well, if you go from decimal to percent, it actually tells you here you're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So I'm going to move the decimal point 2 places, 1, 2, and I get 331.25%. So to change it from decimal to percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right. Opposite, or when you had percent and you changed it to decimal, you move the decimal 2 places to the left. Same thing here. We have a fraction. In order to change it to a percent, you first have to change it to a decimal number. Once you change it to a decimal, then you change it to a percent. So to change 11 over 12 to a decimal number, I just type 11 divided by 12, and I get 0.916666. Then it says 7, but that means the 6 goes on forever. To change this to a percent, I move the decimal to, just like we did over here, 2 places to the right. 1, 2, and I get 91.66666. You can put a 91.666, or you can round it. If it tells you one decimal place, you can round it to one decimal. If they want round one decimal place, you look to the right, or however many decimal places they want. Okay, so I'm only going to do one here. Change the following a percent to a decimal. Okay, we know how to do that already. We just did it up there. Or percent to decimal. First, you got to find the invisible decimal place in this one. Give me a second. The invisible decimal for this number is here. And to change it to a decimal number, if you look, percent to decimal on your formula sheet, percent to decimal, move the decimal place 2 places to the left. So we're going to move it 1 place and 2 places. So the decimal equivalent is 7.65. So percent to decimal, just move the decimal 2 places to the left. All right, let's go to the next page. We have more. I'm going to do one of these. Write the following as a percent. I'll do this one. This is a decimal number. There's no percent sign, so it's not a percent number. It's not a fraction, so it's not a fraction number. So it is a decimal number. Changing decimal to percent, if you look at your formula sheet, move the decimal place 2 places to the right. 1, 2, and we get 954.8. I move the decimal 2 places to the right, and then I add the percent symbol because it's now a percent number. All right. So let's get into the word problems for this section. And I really recommend using your formula sheet that I put in there. Print this out and use this. Juan wants to purchase a new CD player priced at $80. If the tax is this much of the price, find the sales tax. So let's look on here. So we need to find the sales tax. So it just says find the sales tax he will pay and then find the total cost. So there's 2 questions. First, find the sales tax. Well, on your formula sheet, this one right below the percent to decimal, it says finding the total price including tax. Then to the right, the formula for sales tax amount equals the tax rate times the original price. All right, so the sales tax rate is a percentage, 8.25%. The original price was $80. So on my calculator, I'm going to type this in, 8.25, and then we have to add because it's a percent, we have to add the percent symbol. Do you see how the percent symbol's in green right above this? Second percent times $80, and it didn't give me an answer. I must have hit the wrong button. $8.25%. Oh, I'm just going to hit enter. It gives me that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm using the wrong button. I keep on pushing the wrong button. The percentage is right here. That's changing it to a percentage. That's the percent button. That little arrow says, "Oh, change this to a percent." So you can change a decimal to a percent just by pushing this button. So once again, it's 8.25%, 8.25, and then I push this one percent. There we go. Times $80, and I get $6.60. Always take money to 2 decimal places. So this problem, it says 6.6 on my calculator, but we always take it to 2 decimal places. So the sales tax is $6.60. The question is, find the total cost for a CD. Well, even on the formula sheet, they tell us the formula for the total price. When you go to the counter and you buy an $80 CD, you're not paying $80. You're paying $80 plus the tax. So the total price, and I'm just looking on the formula sheet so everybody sees the same thing, is the original price plus the sales tax. The amount of the sales tax. Well, we know the sales tax amount was $6.60. And the original price was $80. So the total price you pay for this CD is 80 plus 660, $86.60. There we go. All right. That's not too bad. I mean, most people can figure that out with all these formulas, but not everybody. I recommend using the formulas at first, and then maybe see how you go. I promise you later on, you're going to need a formula for every single problem later on in this chapter. All right, let's move on. Okay, Leroy paid $35 in sales tax on a $400 TV. So this is the original price. This is the sales tax amount. What is the sales tax rate? So we're looking for the sales tax rate. So we need a formula with the sales tax amount, the original price, and the tax rate. And that's the one we just wrote down. The very first one, sales tax amount equals the tax rate times the original price. Well, the sales tax rate is what we're looking for. So I'm going to put an X there. The original price was $400 and the sales tax amount was $35. Do you see sales tax amount 35? The original price was 400. We had to find the tax rate. We had to find out what X equals. Well, X is multiplied times 400. So in order for me to do this, I had to get the 400 to the other side. How do I take the 400 to the other side? Using algebra, it's multiplying times the X. So I have to divide it by 400. If I divide this by 400, and I divide this side by 400, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 400 and 400 cancel. I am left with X equals 35 divided by 400. 35 divided by 400. I'm left with 0.0875. Now, this is not the answer because they want to know the sales tax rate. Sales tax rate is always a percent number. When you do the math like this, we have a decimal number right now. Do you see? This is a decimal number, and I need to change it to a percent number. And I showed you that a little while ago by an accident. Here's my decimal number. To change it to a percent number, I'm going to use the arrow button that says, it arrows to the percent. It says, hey, change this to a percent. So I'm going to hit second and change the answer to a percent. So you see it's arrowing to percent. It's changing the decimal to a percent, and the percent is 8.75%. So the tax rate for this store or this state or whatever district is 8.75, and it's a percent number. Give me a second. My pen's there. We go. 8.75, and it's a percent number, so you have to add that percent. All right. Sounds good. Let's keep going. Keep going. Tennis racket sells for $96. I'm trying to find my pen on here. Hang on. Very great. I thought I had it. There we go. Tennis racket sells. This is the original price. It's on sale 25% off of the regular price. Find the sales price. So let's see if we can find a formula for finding the sales price. Would you agree sales price is the same thing as discounted price? When something's on sale, you're getting a discount. So there's a formula for a discounted price. The discounted price on our formula sheet, I'm looking at our formula sheet. It says finding the total discount. On our formula sheet, the discounted price, which is the same thing as sales price, equals the original price. Now my pen's not working. Times it's the original price minus the discounted minus the discount. Well, the original price is $96. The only thing we don't know is the actual discounted price. You see, the sales price is 25% off of the original. So I need the original price is $96. I need the discounted price. So luckily, there's a discounted amount, which is the discounted price. Same. Oh, the discounted amount. Boy, there's a lot here. The discount, yeah, the discounted price. The original price, the discounted price. Wait, discount amount. Did I'm using the okay? This is the original. The discount price is what we're looking for. Oh, minus the discount amount. And there's a formula for discount. I'm sorry, this says discount amount, not price. That's what I was a little confused. Discount amount. You see, the discounted price is the original minus the discount amount. And there's a formula for discount amount. Discount amount is the discount rate. And I'm getting this from the formula sheet times the original price. We know the original price was $96. The discount rate was 25%. So 25% times 96 on my calculator. I have to hit 25. Second, the percent symbol times $96. And I am discounted $24. That's not the answer. We have to subtract. This is the discount amount, right? We got to put it over. We have to put this over here. The discounted amount is $24. So to find the actual the final sales price, which is the discounted price, 96 minus 24 is $72. Finally, we found the answer. So if there's an item for $96 and it's discounted 25%, the discounted price, the final price I pay is $72. Okay. Number 10, we're looking for, we have an original price. But this is the discounted price. Do you see the original price was 1 year ago? Now we can buy it for $980, which is discounted. Discounted, and it's the actual discounted price, not the discounted amount. It's a discounted price, and we want to find the discount rate. Discount amount. So we're going to use the first formula I wrote down. Discount maybe not. Give me a second. Discount amount equals the rate, discounted rate, times the original price. Well, the original price was $1,400. We're looking for the discount rate. That's what we're looking for, X. And the discount amount. This is the discount price. How much was the discount amount? Do you see, if the original price was $1,400 and the new price is $980, if I subtract the two, 980, I got $420 discount. Do you see, when you subtract the two, you get a $400 discount. So that's the amount you got a discount, $420 from $1,400 and $980. It went down $420, $420. So the only thing I need to do is take the $1,400 to the other side. And it's a multiply, so I have to divide by 1,400. That's 420. I have to divide by 1,400. So 420 divided by 1,400 on my calculator, I get 0.3 equals X. And once again, this is a decimal answer. We want to know the rate. Rate is always in percentage. So I'm going to put this into my calculator to change it to percent. I have it in my calculator already, 0.03. I hit second and that change to percent button. Not percent button, the change to percent button. And this is 30%. So the discounted rate was 30%. All right, I think I'm going to skip this one. Let's see what's next. Let's do number 12. Boy, this 7.1 is longer than I thought. Are we on 7.1 or are we on 7.2 yet? I'm moving. There is no 7.2. There's a 7.3. So we're just going to do 7.1 today. I didn't realize it was this long. All right, so here's a problem. A typist clerk earns $15.50 an hour. So this is the original wages, how much she originally made. Then she got an increase to this amount. This is the new one. What is the percent increase? So on my formula sheet, there is a formula that says percent change. Once again, if you go down to the right-hand side, it says percent change. Percent change. equals the original minus the new all divided by the original. So the original was $15. I originally made $15.50. The new is where is it? 19. Sorry, subtract 1922. And then divided by the original was 1550. So I'm going to put that in my calculator. If you put it in your calculator all at once, make sure you put a parentheses around the top. 1550 minus 19.22, close parentheses, divided by 1550. And I get a negative 0.24. But we need a percent change. This is a decimal, so I'm going to change it to a decimal. Once again, when you change it to a decimal, you have to hit second, and then the one that changes it, there's an arrow that changes it to a decimal, and I get negative 24%. Well, in the formula sheet, if it's just, so the answer is 24%. By the way, the answer is 24%. But it says, what was the increase? It says negative percent change is a percent increase. It actually says that on this formula sheet. It actually says that. So if we have a negative, this is a 24% increase. We know it's an increase because it told us what was the percent increase. And we had 15. Now we're making 19. So it's definitely an increase. And they have something very similar for decrease. I'm not going to do that one. And not going to do that one. Let's do this last one. From a recent advertisement, everything has been discounted 25%. If you come today, take an additional 25% off the sales price. So if you take 20%, 25%, and this is a really good ploy for salespeople. If you take 25% off of a specific price, and then they say, "Oh, we already took 25% off. We're going to take another 25% off of that price." It's not. It says this is a 50% reduction. Is this accurate? And it's really not. It sounds like 25% and 25% is 50%, but it's not. And let's prove it. If I have $100 and I want to take a 25% discount, I have to multiply this by 25% on my calculator, and I get $25. This is the $25 if it lets me write it. $25. This is how much of the discount is. So my new price is 100 minus the 25, which equals 75. So it says now we already marked it down 25%. The item costs 75%. We're going to take another 25% off. So on your calculator, $75 times another 25. Make sure you add in the percent sign. And 75 times 25% is $18.75. So we have $75, and then we're going to discount it another $18.75. This equals $56.25. Do you see, if you took 25% off and 25% off, if you had a 50% discount, $100, the item would cost $50. But you had a 25% discount, and then you had 25% of the 75%, not of the 100. So this is truly what you would pay if they said, "Oh, we already took 25% off. We're going to take another 25% off." They didn't take off 50%. They took 25% off the 75, not off the 100 the second time. So instead of paying 50, you pay $56.25. Well, that is 7.1. That was quite a bit. 7.3 uses, there's no 7.2, but 7.3 uses simple interest. And there's a formula here for simple interest. And you can start on that. There's a possibility I'll do a recording of that also. Let me know if these videos help. You guys have a good day.